in today's video I am going to compile as much tattoo information as I can in one video to help anyone that wants to get their first tattoo, or to help people that have maybe got a couple of tattoos but they want to know more information or something. I don't know, there might be some useful information in this video if you need it. I don't know. So I've compiled everything that I kind of wish I knew when I was younger, when I first started getting tattooed. If you guys have been here a while, you'll know that I got quite a few bad tattoos in the early years of me being tattooed, in the early stages of me being tattooed. I've obviously learned things along the way. I've been getting tattooed for 10 years now, and yeah, I thought I'd share some stuff in case people needed to know. I've done videos on most of these topics within the list that I have compiled. Should you want to watch those, I'm going to leave links down below of any relevant tattoo videos that I've done in the past, in case you want more in-depth information. I've made a list on my phone that's it's a very long list, so this may take a while, but again, I've tried to put in as much information as possible, because I know sometimes people aren't just gonna willy-nilly, you know, search for certain things on YouTube when it comes to tattoo information, so let's just compile it all into one video. Why not, eh? The first one that I've written down here is be of legal age. Where I live, the minimum age to get tattooed is 18. I know it's 16 in some countries, in some states in America, but where I live, personally, in England, you have to be 18 or over. You cannot, let me stress this, you cannot have a parent sign for you in England. You just can't do it. If a studio is willing for a parent to sign for you and you're under age of 18, get out of that studio. They just want your money, they don't care about you. There's a reason why there's a law, and it's to prevent people making mistakes. I got tattooed underage. The tattoo artist thought I was 18, and all of those tattoos that I got underage have either been covered up or I don't like them anymore. I don't regret them, I just don't like them anymore. Compared to the newer tattoos that I've got, that are at much better quality, I just don't like them anymore. And it's the same for most people that have been tattooed underage. I'm not going to talk for everyone, but from people that I've spoken to that have been tattooed for quite a long time, they have said the same thing. They got tattooed underage and they've had them covered up, or they want them covered up, or they want them lasered off. So trust me on this, like, I'm talking from experience, okay? The next one I'm going to talk about is your tattoos do not have to have a meaning. There is such a big misconception within the tattooing world, or outside of the tattooing world, that tattoos have to have a meaning. That is the #1 question I get asked. What does your tattoos mean? Or what does this tattoo mean? From people that don't have tattoos or don't have many tattoos. And most of my tattoos have zero meaning. No meaning whatsoever. I've got a couple here and there, some are from my favourite films, but that's about it. I don't really have tattoos that mean anything to me. They're just things that I like and my interest. That's all that matters to me. If you want a tattoo with a meaning, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Just don't feel like you have to have a tattoo with a meaning. Just throwing it out there. The next one is there is a massive handful, like a big handful of different tattoo styles. If you're just new to the tattoo world, you may not know this. So if you're not sure on what tattoo you want to get, so say you want your first tattoo, second tattoo, third tattoo, and you're not sure what you want, it's best to look at different tattoo styles, and then that can really give you inspiration. It can really inspire you to get something. Some of the most popular styles of tattoos are traditional, neo-traditional, realism, black work, line work, watercolour. I would say there's obviously a lot of different styles, and some styles sort of cross over and they make their own genres. Some tattoo artists are known for their own specific styles, but the ones that I've just listed are the most popular ones, and the ones that you'll see mostly on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you use social media to look at things. And the next one I want to talk about is finding a tattoo artist that specialises in this style. There is tattoo artists out there that are all-rounders that specialise in like 3 different styles, 2 different styles, but for say like your first tattoo or for your first artistic tattoo, it's always easier to find a tattoo artist that specialises in one style. So say, let's use my newest tattoo here at the back here. This was done by Danny Cuepo. He specialises in traditional tattoos, but he has his own sort of creative flair. Here and there he'll do like bold outlines or coloured outlines, and he'll just add tattoos on tattoos. Like, he has his own little style, but it's easier to find tattoo artists when they specialise in one thing. It's just easier to search for, it's easier to get your hands on. The best way to find tattoo artists, I would say, is definitely through Instagram nowadays. Instagram is like a catalogue full of tattoo artists. It's just like tattoo heaven. It's unbelievable, honestly. If you're a new finding tattoo artist, the best thing you can do is just type into Google tattoo studio and then put in your area or your state or your city, and then a massive list will come up with Google Maps, and then you can sort of just click on the studios, and then within the website for the studio they'll have an artist like list or an artist portfolio page or something like that, and then you can just see who works there, and most of the time they'll have like links to their own social media, so Instagram, and then you can look through their Instagram. That's the best way to find updated posts. Not every studio updates their website every day or anything, so it's best to look on their Instagram. If you can't find a link to their Instagram on the website, just Instagram their name, just search their name. Most of the time they'll use their actual name on Instagram, so they're easy to find, but that's the best way to find artists. It is a bit longer than just looking through Instagram, but if you want to find someone in your area because you can't travel or traveling is a bit hard for you, that is the best way. And then when you start to rack up the tattoos and when you start to want to become a tattoo collector, then you can sort of use Instagram to find artists all over the world. To make things even easier for you, if you want to become a tattoo collector and get tattooed by different tattoo artists, there are Instagram pages out there that repost tattoo artists' work. They'll repost a photo and then they'll tag them in the photo, and you can go onto that tattoo artist's profile. So for example, say you see a picture of like a pumpkin tattoo on one of these pages, you'll just sort of tap on it and then tap on the link to the profile, and then you'll see where the tattoo artist works, what else they've done. It's really cool, and it's honestly like technology has helped the tattoo world a lot. It's awesome. My two favourite tattoo Instagram pages that repost things is UK Top Tattoo Artist, it's UKTTA, or Tattoo Snob. I will leave links down below to those so you guys can have a look, but they update their pages all the time. There's a lot more, but them two are my favourites because they always credit the tattoo artist. I hate when tattoo reposting Instagram pages don't credit the tattoo artist. You're like, whoa, that's such a cool tattoo, and then you realise you can't find the artist, and it's just like, what is the point in this? There is literally no point in this whatsoever. When you find a tattoo artist that you really like and you want to get a tattoo by them, email them, don't DM them. I mean, some tattoo artists do book via DMs on Instagram, but honestly it's so much easier for everyone involved if you have that email, and it's sort of just like a bit more professional, I would say, and a bit more polite than sliding into someone's DMs. I have a video dedicated to emailing tattoo artists. I will link that down below. But basically, when you email a tattoo artist, you need to put in as much information as possible. You need to put in the location that you want the tattoo on your body, how big you want the tattoo, whether you want it in colour and black and grey, reference pictures, ideas. If you're a little bit like me and you want to give a tattoo artist free reign because you want more of a collector's piece, put that in there. Say, this is the kind of idea I want, but you do what you like with it. If you want them to do just something completely, you know, out of the box, then you don't care what they do, just say that. Say, I've got a free space here on my body, can you fill this out with whatever you like. Tattoo artists love that. They love to have creative freedom, but don't feel bad if you don't want them to have creative freedom, because at the end of the day it is your body, so it's up to you at the end of the day. I encourage that you watch the video that I made about emailing tattoo artists if you're not too sure, because honestly I wish I had watched a video or I had come across someone telling me how to email tattoo artists, because I had no idea what I was doing. And I don't know, I daren't look back at the emails I used to send tattoo artists, but over the years I've come to know that more information is better. Don't ever feel like you're oversharing when you're emailing a tattoo artist about getting a tattoo by them. Just give them all the information. The next one I cannot stress enough. I really honestly cannot stress this enough. Like, let me stress to you, okay? The next one I want to talk about is do not copy someone else's tattoo. I've made a couple of videos about this. There's a lot of tattoo fanatics on YouTube that have made videos about this, and we've done it for a reason, because it's so annoying. It's so annoying. So obviously when you're scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through Facebook, you see a really nice tattoo and you're like, man, I really want that. You don't want that because it's on someone else's body and someone has paid a lot of money to have that custom drawn for them. It's a custom piece. It's basically like going into someone's house and seeing a painting, taking a photo of it and then putting it in a frame. That's what you're doing. You are literally stealing someone else's artwork from their body, and it's not cool. So you can use other people's tattoos as references. I do it all the time. I take a photo or a screenshot from Instagram. I'm like, okay, I like this style, I like the way this is positioned maybe, but obviously do your own thing. I don't want this exact same tattoo because someone else has it. Like, I'm kind of annoying like that anyway. I'm quite a hipster. I want originals. So yeah, just don't copy someone else's tattoo. Get inspiration from it. I know it sucks when you see a tattoo and you're like, shit, I really wish that was on me. But you'll have something better, you'll have something more unique to you, and I couldn't think of anything better than having a custom drawn piece for yourself. The next one I want to talk about is how much tattoos cost. There is a famous saying which is cheap tattoos are not good and good tattoos are not cheap, and I can vouch for that so much. Like, you cannot, I just can't even. Okay, so there was a time back when I first started getting tattooed and I had absolutely no idea about tattoos. I've made plenty of videos about this before. I'll link it down below if you've never watched them or anything. But back when I first started getting tattooed, I had no idea how good a tattoo could be. I was one of those people that would shop around for prices. I would try and get the cheapest tattoo possible because I didn't think much of it. I was like, why would you spend over £100 on a tattoo? Like, it's ridiculous. But there's a reason why good tattoos aren't cheap. If you think about it, I always use this as a comparison, and it's a weird comparison, but if you think about it, you would probably spend, what, £400 on a TV. A TV lasts you anything up to, what, 10 years before you're bored of it and you want a newer model. I don't know. Now imagine with a tattoo that lasts you your whole life. So say you're 20 and you live up until you're 80, that tattoo is going to last you 60 years. So why wouldn't you spend a shit ton of money on something that's going to last you 60 years? You have to invest in art. If you go to art galleries, you'll notice that art is extremely expensive. So why shouldn't tattoos be? Because they are art and they last you for like 60 years maybe, if you're lucky. Don't scrimp on tattoos. Good tattoo artists aren't cheap. They can be anything from £80 an hour up into, oh my goodness, like £500 an hour. It depends who you're getting tattooed by, obviously, but it's worth it. Honestly, if I knew this back then, I wouldn't have had cover-ups. I wouldn't want to laser off some of the tattoos that I have. I have a couple of tattoos on my stomach that I want to laser off, or even maybe get covered up in the future. I'm still not sure on this situation. But yeah, cheap tattoos are never cheap in the long run because you'll end up wanting to get it covered up or lasered off. So yeah, if a tattoo artist tells you that a palm-sized tattoo, which is sort of like the size of like my pumpkin or my tiger tattoo or anything like that, if they tell you that that tattoo is going to be like £300 and it's an artist that you really like their work of, just gotta save. Don't go to someone who bought a machine off of eBay and that said, oh, you know what, I could do that for you for £5. Like, it's just not worth it. Just go to a professional and spend the money, honey. Spend the money, honey. The next one I've got here for you is when you go to a tattoo session, bring a drink with you. If possible, a sugary drink. You really want to keep those sugar levels up. You want to feel hydrated, you want to feel energized, because if you're sitting down and going through like a painful process, your sugar levels can drop, and that's what can lead to fainting. Not everyone faints, some people are more prone to fainting than not, but always bring a drink with you. It's my like #1 tip, is just bring a drink with you, something sugary, something fizzy, just anything like that. And if you want to bring snacks too, if you're like me, you're quite a hungry girl or boy, bring snacks with you. A tattoo artist isn't going to mind, especially if you're getting tattooed for over like 2 hours. You know, you want to sit down, you want to chill, and there's nothing worse than being tattooed when you're hungry. It's not fun. The next tip I've got for you is to wear comfortable clothing. There is nothing worse than getting a tattoo and being extremely uncomfortable. It's not fun at all. So don't bother wearing really tight high-waisted jeans if they're not comfortable, because you're going to be sitting around, you're going to be in a bit of pain. Yeah, just wear something loose and comfy. Honestly, it's the best thing you can do. I have worn high-waisted jeans too many times to tattoo sessions by mistake and just thought, oh my god, there's no way I can sit here for 6 hours with my circulation being cut off with a needle jabbed in my arm. It's not fun, so just go for comfort. The next one I want to talk about is how painful tattoos are. I want to quickly shout out there that you may have most probably seen tattoos being done on people and they're being extremely dramatic. Like, they're crying, they're screaming, they're acting like they've been shot in the back 70 times by a machine gun. It's not like that. Yes, they hurt, but they're not so painful you want to die. Do you know what I mean? There's so many people that act up towards cameras and they're like, oh, ow, oh, it really hurts, like, ow! Ow! Stop it! Stop it! Wait, I can't take it. Ow! Ow! Don't move. Ow! Ow! it's not like that at all, and it really does put people off, because when I wanted to get my first tattoo, I sort of YouTubed people getting tattooed. This is way back in 2007, so there wasn't much out there. YouTube had only been around, I think, like a year or something, not even that. And it was a couple of videos, and there was people like crying and screaming, and it was just like, oh my god, I don't want to do this. But then you get tattooed yourself, and you're just like, oh, okay. I mean, I do have quite a high pain tolerance. I can take the pain. I kind of put myself in the mindset of, I'm asking for this. You don't have a right to complain. Like, you're asking for this, why would you be a bitch about it? That's just me. Everyone's different, obviously. But yeah, like I was saying, tattoos feel different for everyone. For me personally, I'll use 2 examples. For me, like, my wrist area just felt like a hot needle was being scraped on my skin continuously. It just felt quite irritated and annoying. And for my back, I had a 7-hour session on my back in February. It literally felt like someone had a sharp knife just dragging across my skin. It was not nice, especially around my spine area. It was vibrating, it was uncomfortable. But everyone's different. Some people say their backs didn't hurt, and some people say their wrists hurt. It's different for each person. Everyone is going to be different. When I tell people my finger tattoos are the most painful tattoos I've ever had, they're just like, what? No, finger tattoos don't hurt at all, are you serious? But when I say, like, my inner arm, I felt nothing, and then other people are like, oh my god, no, my inner arm was like the worst pain I've ever had. Everyone's different, and your friend may say one thing and another friend may say another. There's no set in stone pain measurement when it comes to tattoos. Everyone's different at the end of the day. Some people can handle one thing and some people can't handle another. It's fine. So don't ever rely on someone telling you how much a tattoo hurts, because they're different to you. And I wish I knew that when I first started getting tattooed, honestly. But just remember, pain is temporary and tattoos are forever. As silly and as cheesy as that sounds, it is the truth. So 5 hours of pain is going to be worth that lifetime of happiness with a new shiny beautiful tattoo, especially if you've maybe had a bad experience with a tattoo before. Maybe you had a very, very painful tattoo, but don't let it put you off, because the next tattoo that you get might be in a less painful placement. The next thing I want to talk about is if it gets a bit too much, say you really feel like the pain is getting too much, which is understandable. It happens to most people. I first had my nearly tap out moment back in February when I was getting my back done. It was starting to get a bit too much for me. I think I had been tattooed for 6 hours and 20 minutes on my back, and the tattoo artist I was being tattooed by, Holly, she was like, how you doing? I was just like, I'm starting to feel it now. And she's like, okay, just don't tap out now, I've literally got a little bit left. And luckily she did. I think I sat for another 20 minutes and then she's like, okay, I'm done. And I was just like, oh my god, thank god. So I'm glad she said, you know what, just don't do it. Just don't tap out now, because I'm nearly done. So if a tattoo artist says that to you, they are honestly nearly done. They're not just saying it for the sake of saying, you know, please stay still, I want to finish this in the next hour. They normally mean they're going to finish within the next 10-20 minutes. But if you really are struggling, don't worry, don't feel like you're weak, don't feel like you're a pussy ass bitch, because like I was saying, everyone's pain tolerance is different. You might have a low pain threshold, and that's fine. Tattoo artists are used to that. Just tell them, hey, I either need a break or I need to stop for today, and they will do it at the next natural stopping point. You can't stop them midline work. So say with my perfume tattoo, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but I have lines on my perfume tattoo. You can't expect a tattoo artist to stop midline through something. Let them finish that line and then they'll stop for you, and you either continue in 10-20 minutes after you've had a break, or you stop altogether and you go back and have another session. Again, tattoo artists are used to this, they get it done to them all the time, so don't feel like you're weak or anything. If you can't handle the pain, you can't handle the pain. It's simple as that, you know. You don't have to put yourself through hell for art. The next thing I want to talk about is tattoo aftercare. Tattoo aftercare is a massive world nowadays. There's companies coming left, right and centre with aftercare creams, brightening creams, you name it. The tattoo industry is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's much bigger than what it was when I first started getting tattooed, let me tell you that, and that was only 10 years ago. A lot has changed in the last 10 years. In fact, a lot has changed, I would say, within the past maybe even 3 years or so, 3-4 years. Ever since sort of social media becomes such a huge thing, tattoos have also become such a huge thing. It's like with the makeup industry, you know, back when I was a teenager, there was hardly that much makeup in like drugstores. You know, Rimmel would have like this little section, and then L'Oreal would be this sort of section, and there wouldn't be all of this contour and liquid lipsticks and nothing like that. We had cheap lipsticks, we had cheap bronzer that was bright orange. But now, since social media has made that such a big thing, makeup is huge nowadays, and I feel like tattoos are also following that trend. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot more artists, they're a lot more acceptable, and there's drugstores now carrying tattoo aftercare cream. Back in the day when I first started getting tattooed, you would probably use Vaseline to heal your tattoos, moisturizers, coconut oil, that's about it. Now there's dedicated creams for tattoo aftercare. So it's a massive world nowadays. There is really no right and wrong when it comes to looking after your tattoos, just as long as you look after them but don't smother them too much in whatever you choose to use. I'd say the safest bet when it comes to healing tattoos would probably be coconut oil or something like that, or a lot of people recommend Palmer's cocoa butter or something like that. I've never used it personally, but I've heard that is a massive favourite, or hustle butter, but I have not used that. The two things that I would tell you that you have to abide by when it comes to tattoo aftercare is do not go out in the sun for a very long time without protecting your tattoo, without a doubt, especially in the first month of healing. Just don't do it. And do not go swimming while your tattoo is healing either. Do not soak your tattoo. Have showers if you can. Keep that part of your body that you've been tattooed out of the bath or the shower. Just don't soak it or anything like that. But that's probably the two top tips I would say. Sun is the devil, and so is water. The next thing that I honestly wish someone had told me the first time I got tattooed, the first couple of times, is when you wake up the next morning after being tattooed and you have your tattoo wrapped, and then when you unwrap your tattoo in the next morning, you will have like this black stuff or colour stuff all smeared in the place that you have been tattooed. This is called tattoo plasma, and it is completely normal. Do not freak out. Do not think, holy shit, my tattoo is leaked or the ink is going to come out. It's just excess ink, and in your tattoo aftercare it's all mushed into one, and it's sweat and stuff like that. It's completely normal. Let me stress to you, it's so normal. I freaked out the first time. I was just like, oh my god, I have no tattoo left. Like, this is what happens when there's no information out there, so hopefully this helps someone out there. But yeah, I freaked out so much the first couple of times. I was like, oh my god, my tattoo's disappeared. Once you wiped it all away, you notice that your tattoo is still there. It's just completely normal. The next thing I wish I knew the first couple of times I got tattooed is your tattoo will get dry and scabby after sort of 3-4 days of having the tattoo. It depends on each person. It normally takes me about 3 to 4 days to get dry and scabby. It can take someone maybe a week. Sometimes people don't even get dry and scabby. It just depends per person. Do not pick off the scabs. You will take the ink with it possibly, and you'll get a very patchy tattoo. Just don't touch the tattoo unless you are putting aftercare cream on it or washing it. That's it. Your tattoo will also get extremely itchy. What the fuck is that noise? Seriously? Yeah, your tattoo will get extremely itchy, which is completely normal. Again, some people might not get itchy, some might get a little bit itchy, some might get moderately itchy. The best advice I have for people that have itchy tattoos is to slap it. And I know that sounds extremely ridiculous. This guy? Seriously? If I shut the window, I'm going to melt to death. Yeah, so if you slap your tattoo extremely hard, sort of like this, I'll demonstrate, like that, and then you'll feel like a stinging sensation in that area. You won't damage the tattoo, it just helps with the itching a lot, trust me. But you will look a bit strange, and people will be like, what the hell are you doing? Just noises everywhere. Elmo's now drinking. This is just fantastic. Okay, great. Okay, and someone's just fucking axing something to death. Yeah, so you will look a little bit strange slapping yourself, especially if you're out in public, but trust me, it helps so much. The next thing I want to talk about is something that I wish I knew before I got tattooed so I could prepare myself. People are going to want to talk about your tattoos, and they're going to want to touch your tattoos, especially if they're new. That's like a whole new fascination. I don't know if you guys have ever had this before, the ones that have got tattoos out there watching this video, but people just love to touch on new tattoos, and it's just like, oh no, don't touch it, you'll get infected. You're just like, please don't touch it. It's just so annoying. I hate that. But I don't mind talking about my tattoos. I don't mind telling people information. If they need any help with anything, that's totally fine. But you will get the odd person now and then that will be kind of disrespectful to you because you have tattoos. It happens, it kind of comes with the job of being tattooed. If it is a job, it's not a job, but it's just one of the downsides of being tattooed. There's people out there that don't understand it, and they'll ask questions and they'll say, oh, why would you ruin yourself like that? Why would you spend money to scar yourself for life? And it is annoying, and it's kind of frustrating because you just, I don't know, you just feel like it's none of their business, and you don't question people on their lives, but you will get the odd person and then just getting all up in your business and asking you questions. Sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're extremely rude about it. It just comes part of the parcel. The other thing, I don't know if guys get this, but it's definitely a thing that girls get. I know from first hand because, you know, I'm a girl. But you will get the odd pervert now and then asking you, where else are you tattooed, with a very disgusting smirky smile. That gets really annoying very quickly because, again, it's none of their business. If you have the urge to get tattooed straight after you've just got a new tattoo, don't worry, that is completely normal. You have just become a little bit addicted. It's not the kind of addiction where you're like addicted to drugs and you're willing to sell your kidneys for a new tattoo. It's the kind of addiction, you get kind of addicted to the buzz of getting a new tattoo, the feeling of having a tattoo, looking tattooed. It's completely normal. And yes, if you feel kind of strange that you've just got a tattoo and then you want a new tattoo, that's normal. It's just the high of being tattooed. Again, it's not like a drug high, it's not like being an alcoholic or what have you, but it is normal to feel the need to be tattooed again straight after you've been tattooed. Maybe not the day off, but like within a week or so you may feel the need to get tattooed again, and it's normal and it's fine, and it's why I look the way I do with all of this going on. And that's pretty much all my top tips for getting your first tattoo. I'm sure I've missed out a lot. If you guys out there that are watching this video have quite a few tattoos or one tattoo, comment down below any advice you would give yourself or give someone else that is about to have their first tattoo or their second tattoo, 3 tattoos, whatever. And I can maybe make another video like this. Hopefully this video has helped. If you're about to get your first tattoo and this video helped you in some way, let me know. I like to give out as much information as possible, so I want to make sure I'm helping people in some way. I hope your first tattoo or second tattoo, third tattoo or whatever goes well. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say in this video. I hope you guys are all doing very well, and until my next video, bye!